All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
BoJack Horseman, Season 5, Episode 10. Well, alrighty.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, he's gonna live.
Yes, but
we'll see if your convertible Tesla is going to be as safe as it needs to be. You know what would be really funny?
What?
Is if they
it's
all
like,
just like they just
damn
like
it, he's
ding his
fine.
car and he's just like, fuck, I didn't like get hit hard enough, and he like jumps out of the car and all the cars like stop right around him and he's just like, shit. Like,
that would be pretty funny.
that would be really funny.
It's like, oh, actually, I'm kind of okay.
Yeah, and then we explore like the idea that like he's not able to get it, he's not able to just be prescribed anything.
But realistically,
he goes on a spiral here, but.
His
We'll
plan
see.
probably worked, and now we'll get to see the consequences of that and get our full tee up for episode 11.
Imagine he gets actually flung out of his car.
Mm-hmm.
He hits his head really hard. He gets thrown into a coma. And he comes
coma?
out. Like, yeah.
A
And he
coma,
comes
you
out
say?
in like 5 years.
I will be surprised if that is what happened.
And Filbert is like this amazing show. That
Yeah.
never got a second season because its star
Right.
nearly
Cult classic.
died.
Yes. Yeah. And it wasn't quite big enough to get the whole like facial treatment and all that stuff.
No. That tech, is experimental for the big Hollywood blockbusters.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm worried.
I'm really worried too.
I'm worried.
This is pre-episode 11, build-up episode.
But
so.
hey, it could just be really fun for the most part, and then we just get a stinger at the end. That could be it.
Yeah.
I'm really scared what those meds were.
Yeah, for Gina.
Uh,
Yeah. But yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Have you been steadfast in your prayers?
I have, and yet her condition does not improve.
And yet,
Oh, this is her next job.
who seek a sign from God? Should he seek less from you?
Or maybe this is...
Take the woman to the seaside.
No, I think this is
tomorrow
Gina,
at the
yeah.
Latins.
Yeah.
Prove your faith to him.
This is Gina
He might
acting in a
reveal
new...
His glory to you.
Yes, mother.
It's a new show, basically,
Yeah.
and she's... Oh!
Wait,
Your face
what?
and think you could be literally anyone. Are you a federal judge? A Russian spy? A proud southern matriarch?
She lives!
Huh?
BoJack!
What?
BoJack!
What are you saying? I don't...
BoJack! BoJack! BoJack!
What is
Okay.
happening?
All right.
I can't believe a very
Yeah.
famous TV actress.
Character actress, Margot Martindale.
Margot Martindale, thank you, because I forgot her name.
How could you forget Margot Martindale?
No, not Margot Martindale.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, now she's... Okay.
60 days earlier.
Oh.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Come on, get up. We're gonna be late.
Well, buddy, these past few months, you have been inappropriate with every person who's come to our apartment.
I want to be inside you.
Henry Fondle, you are inside of me. You always have been. But there's nowhere else I can take you.
Let's get down to business.
You want me to take you to work? No way.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I need you to be on your
no.
best behavior today.
That is the
HR's
stuff
worst
I
nightmare.
I also like clearly defined expectations. It seems
Yeah.
we understand each other.
Wow. Incredible.
Chicka wow wow. Chicka wow wow. Is that Gina?
Hey, Mr. Peanut Butter.
BoJack Horseman and Mr. Peanut Butter and also Gina on the same phone call? What is this?
I don't know what this is. Why did you call me?
Oh yeah.
You guys want to ride with me and Pickles to the premiere?
It'll be
Oh
like
my
this,
gosh.
but for 40 minutes.
Hard no.
Hardly know. That sounds like a yes.
Okay, bye.
Do you think I'm like a penny on a railroad track? Prone to flattery?
We've got a premiere to get to. How long do we have to listen to this guy do his popsicle shtick?
It's pronounced
Popsicle stick. Yeah.
This gets out. Everyone will be
That-
talking about the stolen gang instead of all the great parts of the show that weren't stolen. Abel Ziegler ampersand. What are you ampersanding?
my former writing partner, Ziggy Abler.
What?
I can only give permission for the part I wrote. I'm the setup guy.
He's the punchline.
Can you ask him to sign the release?
I can't even ask him the best time to go to the dentist. He hasn't talked to me for 30 years. Now, you mentioned a party.
Wow. So the party's a disaster. The float.
Yeah.
As Filbert says, time is like a woman. Completely impossible to comprehend.
I think we ended up cutting that line because the network was worried it would be offensive to people who didn't know what time it was.
Oh, that was incredible.
That's amazing. Oh no.
Oh, is it 5 o'clock already?
I want to be on top of you.
There's no one on top of me. I'm CEO of this company.
That's my favorite position.
Well, you can't have it. It's mine.
Give it to me.
You want to be tantamount to this catamount? Got balls, I'll give you that. After all, what benefit is it to love without the words to express it? What could I possibly say to articulate my deep devotion to this woman who has become but a stranger to me now?
I am powerless in the face of your mesmerizing sexual energy.
Such a brain for business, yet such a tongue for poetry. I leave you in the good hands of Henry Fondo. Henry, would you like to say a few words?
You will submit to my desires.
Very impressive.
He's leaning in, and I hope you all enjoy it because that means you were smart. If you don't get it, that means that my genius wasn't appreciated.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Nothing's lonelier than a party.
Hour and 18 minutes, yep.
Barf me a river.
Stay here and party. I'll go home. I'll watch the entire season of your show.
You don't have to do that.
And you don't have to like every one of my Instagram posts. But you
Yeah.
do. The least I could do is watch your TV show. Even if it kills me because I hate it so much.
Don't watch it if you hate it.
I'm going to do this for us.
But
I love you!
I've never heard applause like that. We might actually get a season 2. That's never happened to me.
The light.
Excuse me. Can I borrow you for a few minutes?
Oh, sure. Gina, do you mind if I,
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no. I was actually talking to Gina.
Me? I'm being borrowed for a few minutes?
Hey, you came.
Flip, I screwed up. I didn't
He doesn't
want
even
it
know her
to feel
name.
like that, to be in that room, to hear people cheering for Filbert.
What are you talking about? You're upset because I didn't mention you in my introduction. Diane, the whole point of television is it's a collaborative medium where one person gets all the credit.
If Filbert is just a way to help dumb assholes rationalize their own awful behavior, well, I'm sorry, but we can't put this out there.
It's out there. The whole season's dropping at midnight all over the world.
I can't be here.
Oh, but
At
what time is it?
midnight. What time is it right now?
And then what? What led to the rift?
Led? That's the whole rift. He besmirched my craft. I still haven't forgiven the son of a bitch.
I said it then, and I stand by it now.
So all of them need to get the last word?
Yeah.
What if you tried switching roles?
You mean I tag his setups?
Why not?
I don't know. I'm a punchline guy my whole life. How do I come up with straight lines?
You could try using a ruler.
Oh.
Oh! Ah!
Oh, I miss you.
And they're just back together like that.
See, what I don't understand is why you feel like you deserve to know every shitty thing I ever did.
Care about you, and I wrote a book about you, and now I wrote this show for you, and I am very publicly your friend, so if it gets out that you're doing creepy stuff, that makes me look bad.
So you're worried about things that I may have done because you think that it reflects badly on you? Hurts your brand? That's your moral high ground?
This is not about moral high ground.
No, it
New
is.
Mexico? You want to know about the one little thing that I did in New Mexico, which, by the way, wasn't even really a thing? You want to hear about what happened at the MTV Beach House? Or why I'm not allowed to fly United anymore? Or what happened with Sharona, the makeup lady on Horsing Around?
What?
Or the dozens of other shady things that may or may not have occurred in my life that I can barely even remember because I was high or drunk or it was 30 years ago?
And you don't feel that about any of this stuff.
Yeah, of course I do. I've spent so much time feeling bad. I'm the one who has to live with this shit. I'm the one who has to feel the guilt all day, every day.
So you're the victim here.
Yeah.
Don't tell her a thing.
Aggressive, intersectionally appropriate thing to say, but I would say, yeah, I'm the one who has suffered the most because of the actions of BoJack Horseman.
More than, say, Sarah Lynn?
Fuck!
Tell me about Sarah Lynn.
No, You feel a lot of guilt because you were the only father figure she ever had, and when she came to you for help, hey, how you doing? You had sex with her.
No.
And then, when she was sober, you took her on a month-long bender, and then she died. And she is dead now. And you're still alive with a girlfriend who is also alive, and a TV show. And that's been really hard for you, the main character in this story.
Wow.
This is delightful.
Uh-huh.
I don't care, because I'm trying to move forward.
You haven't changed at all.
Yes, congratulations. You are the last person to get that. I'm not gonna change. So you can stop trying to make me your project.
That's not...
When I met you, I was depressed because I didn't like myself. And when you wrote that book and sold a bajillion copies, you taught me that as screwed up as I am, that's okay.
Yep.
You did that. And now I'm okay.
I think you want me to tell you that you can be better. And even though you are being a total asshole right now,
Just like at the end of season 1.
I still believe it.
Yeah.
But if all you've gotten out of this friendship is the idea that you should be okay with yourself as you are, then I don't think this is a good relationship.
I went to New Mexico to see Charlotte. She was married with a daughter, but it wasn't like what you're thinking. She was 17, which is the legal age of consent in New Mexico, and she wasn't drunk, so not that I wanted to. I didn't. That's the dumbest part of all of this. I didn't do anything. I mean, she was my friend's daughter, and she wanted it, and I was in a bad place because Charlotte had just... So then she came onto my boat, Charlotte, I mean, and she walked in, and I was with her daughter, but again, nothing had happened yet.
Yet?
Nothing happened.
Please let go of me.
Diane, please.
You're hurting me, and I would like you to let go now.
Okay.
Oh my god, that scene was intense.
That was beautifully written. Oh my god.
Yes. Perfect.
Oh.
Whoa.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah. You?
I'm just getting some air.
No, wrong Prius. I'm sorry, I lost my ticket.
Hey, you want me to drive you home and you can come back and get your car tomorrow?
You don't have to do that.
Of course not. I don't have to do anything.
Hey.
That connection point there.
I know it's early, but have you started writing your acceptance speech for the Emmys?
Oh, stop. I'll probably just repurpose whatever I say at the SAG Awards. Is that gonna read as cocky? Can you explain to your readers that I'm being charmingly self-effacing?
Oh no. Oh no.
Whoa.
Thanks. And great job, by the way. You're really good on the show.
Yeah? No.
Huh.
Me? No. Yeah?
Yeah, you're a good actor. I never knew that about you.
Well, I'll see you back on set, right?
I can't believe I finally got you to leave a party early.
Come on. You know I'd do anything for you.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm such a disaster.
You're not a disaster. You're
Boy.
Diane.
Oh boy. Oh
You're
boy.
amazing.
Do you want to come in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That is so. Oh my god. They literally pulled back the thing of the, hey, you know how there's the meta thing of like the girl that's here and then is there going to be an affair? Yes, there will be. With the couple that was married at the introduction of the show.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh boy. Oh my god.
Wow.
This was episode 10.
Yeah. Oh no,
oh my god.
The episodes haven't gone live yet. So
No.
that's a part of episode 11.
Yeah, we're in real time shit happening.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this was
Oh
episode
my god.
10.
This was episode 10. Holy shit.
He told Diane what happened in New Mexico.
I feel like I'm going to need a stiff drink for episode 11.
I am going to need 3.
This was holy shit. And okay, so many wonderful things happened in this episode. The episode itself was a masterpiece. I would not be surprised if I were to hear that this was like the other episode that got nominated for an award.
No. This episode feels like in some ways this is where just BoJack average episodes are at.
Yeah, you're right, exactly.
They're all just so freaking good.
And a testament to all of the good writing that has come before now, that you can have something like this happen, and it pops.
Scene with Diane and BoJack
was so fucking good. Because it's getting at the whole thing from before of like, wait, are we actually just normalizing this? There was kind of like a fourth wall breaking bit of commentary from the show.
Yep.
And then it's like, yeah, because the crucial part of this stuff, right? And this also feels weirdly vindicating for me as like a creative, where it's like, no, it's not about the content matter of what happens.
Yes.
It's about the tonal trajectory, basically, right? You can absolutely have something where shitty, awful stuff happens, and yet it's still hopeful and optimistic and positive. And you can absolutely have something where way less bad shit happens, and it's depressing, it's dark, it's dreary, it's, whatever, right? And so the fact that we got this here, I absolutely love it, because it absolutely makes sense that, yes, eventually BoJack gets to that point where he does do what Herb says, and because the thing is that there's a difference. Acceptance does not mean stagnation.
Yes.
Right. Acceptance is what you need. You need to be able to acknowledge the thing in order to do anything about it. And then at that point, you make a decision about what you're going to do.
Right.
The acceptance of the, like that you could stay this way if you wanted to, that BoJack could do this, that is a legitimate option that is fully open to you.
Yep.
Are you going to take it? Right.
Right.
And so, but the fact that it's all of these things happening, and like there are so many different sword of Damocleses hanging on tiny little threads right now that are all starting to fray at the same time.
Yep.
Oh my God. God.
This is peak television. This is what you want out of your character dramas, is that all this stuff with Diane and BoJack has been building towards this, essentially, is that BoJack has been, over the course of the show, slowly letting go of the idea that he needs other people in order to validate his reason for existing. Because in some ways, he, before this show, was hanging by a thread.
Right.
And now, with success, with affirmation from Hollywood, from all this stuff here, with his popularity, and the fact that he's been able to sidestep a lot of the major consequences of a lot of his actions here, he's like, wait, no, I can do this.
Yeah,
I can be this person.
Right. It's like
I'm invincible. It's just gonna keep working out. Now my fucking mom is dead. I don't have to deal with her shit anymore. I have no, major ties to my past also either. They've all slowly just left me, and it's just me. Yeah,
because there's an element in which BoJack has still definitely gotten better, because a lot of the desperate aspects of where he was at, he has.
I get what you're
saying, to an extent,
but that's the thing, is that he's not. He's not.
Like and so it's this weird kind of situation that feels like a dark inverted twist on the person who gets on their medication, and so then they feel better, and so they're like, cool, so I don't need my medication anymore, and so they stop taking it, and then it's terrible, right?
Yeah.
Where because things are actually starting to go well right now, right? Because before, he would be making all of this progress, he'd be working really hard, and he'd be doing good stuff, and then something from his environment would come up and clap him upside the head, right? And it would throw him off. Now, granted, would he kind of fixate on the thing that threw him off? Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
But it was still something that was kind of an external thing, and so, okay, right?
Yeah,
it's
kind of.
But here we get to see a bit more of the deeper side of him, where it's now you're in a situation where none of that stuff is happening.
Nope.
And you are in a good enough place for yourself where you're not having to deal with it, and so you don't, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't actually want the change.
Nope.
Right? Like you're not in the immediate situation where, oh my God, Sarah Lynn died, right? You're not in one of those cases. And so, yeah, I'll just go back to whatever, right? And this is that beautiful, precarious line in trying to explore a character like this versus having the hippo character, right? Where it's like, nah, what can you do against me, right? Like BoJack is very close to that state where now we see this like smiling horse face and everything, right? And where before it's like, oh man, there's a lot of pain there, and I sympathize for that. Now it's like, oh God, I'm scared of that face, right? Like that's.
That face doesn't fear the consequences of his actions.
No,
he doesn't necessarily care about anyone else.
Yeah.
Maybe Hollyhock.
In a lot of ways, he doesn't even care about himself.
Well,
but
no, he very much does.
Yeah, the Hollyhock situation.
He wants to be liked,
sure,
by everybody.
Okay, yeah, and because the Hollyhock situation, he was definitely prioritizing himself, but being in the middle of withdrawal that he hadn't even fully acknowledged to himself that that's what it was. I give him a bit more of a pass for that.
I do
right?
too. Yeah.
You know, it's like that's a
place to be in.
Right, that's a place to be in. You know, but
right.
My God.
So the premiere of Filbert
Yep.
means also fun thing here. This is one of the things I'm really excited about. This we're in real time now because those reviews are of the first episode or two.
Right.
Chapter. Sorry, chapter. Right. God, it's so cringe. But the idea that if the first episode, which remember, the first episode I believe was the spinning naked light bulb
something like that. I'm not sure.
Remember that was the whole thing with the episode 1 of season 5 was the whole thing
was
with
the
nudity.
yeah, right.
So
which is we're going to BoJack is going to be made naked in this episode.
Right. So in the reference of that, the beginning of the show and the preamble to episode 11 is a naked BoJack, meaning that the remaining episodes of Filbert will contextualize what a naked BoJack is.
And I think we know exactly how this is going to happen, in that it's going to happen the way it's happened before. And up until now, I was wondering how in the hell will they get Diane to the point where she's like, I'm going to actually share this information with the world, right? But now she sees BoJack in the same way as the hippo guy, right? Where it's fuck,
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, exactly. I need to take action here, right? And so I'm guessing that she's going to do something. Now she always does something a bit more on the wild side with regards to how she gets the info out, right? I don't
think she needs to though.
She doesn't necessarily need to, but I would not be surprised if something happens where that's too much. I was thinking the tapes getting released, as it is now, the episodes are just episodes, right? And it's not nothing crazy is going to happen as a result of those unless Charlotte and her daughter see it and then decide to do something.
Which no, they're not going to go to whattimeisit.rightnow.com to watch that. So that's fine. But
also the whole bit of all the episodes go up at once. That definitely felt like a fun little poke at Netflix. But it was only 10 episodes, not 12, right?
Oh, yeah. For sure. But okay. The party ends up being a fun opportunity to see a bunch of the characters all there.
Yep.
We kind of lightly touch upon Princess Carolyn, but not really. She has a little kind of comedy bit that feels more like a Todd kind of B-plot. But it did seem to be kind of interesting in that two creatives ended up kind of falling out over a really dumb thing, but all they really needed to do was showcase that they valued the other person's things that they brought to the table.
Well, showing that when it comes to stepping into the other person's shoes, right, that you get maybe a bit more perspective and empathetic and respect for the situation that they're in. And so in
BoJack Diane situation.
With the BoJack Diane situation, there are so many reasons why I love that scene, but one of them is because both of them are, I would say, yes, there's the times in which BoJack is avoiding things and sometimes lying, but oftentimes the things that he's making are perfectly legitimate points.
Sure.
But the thing is that they're being used in a way to then try and avoid, to focus things back on Diane, right? All of that stuff.
Yeah.
But the whole thing of moral high ground and stuff, I mean, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
That's her deal.
Yes.
In a lot of ways, the reason why I would say why she's able to recognize the importance of the difference between truly normalizing the Filbert archetype versus adding change in there comes from the fact that she derives her own not worth, but some of her confidence value. Yeah, I don't know. From the idea that then she can look at BoJack and be like, yeah, I'm better than that at least, right? It's not the we're all terrible and so it's okay. It's the, oh God, yeah, that's terrible. I'm not there, but I'm not going to acknowledge my own problems because I can look at those and those are worse, right? which is just that like that slight
deviation, yeah.
But it's still then also close to the idea of what you want something like this to be, of the, yeah, we're all shitty, but we all can change, right? We all can at any day, all those things that you like are like holding on to, BoJack, of like all the guilt and regret and stuff, that yeah, totally makes sense to be there. At any day, you can be a different person, right? But he's not choosing to. Right.
He's not making that kind of incremental, small, little, tiny bits of progress out of his own choices. Most of that stuff is by convenience.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing why I've had a much more pessimistic view of the trajectory of BoJack over the course of most of the series, is that he's not actually making choices. He's getting away with things because it's convenient. And thus, the idea that he's changed is more that, no, he just doesn't have to face these things as often as he used to.
I could totally see this show not having like not like a happy ending, like it was gonna have some like Disney happy ending or whatever, but like
no, definitely not.
Having a like this almost felt like a hey, clap. We're making it abundantly clear. This is the point of the show and this is what we're doing here, right? Mm-hmm. So BoJack ending the bad guy and he's, in jail or something or whatever. I could absolutely see that happening.
Or at the very least, it's a thing of where BoJack doesn't learn the lesson until it's too late. Mm-hmm. The idea that he loses all of his friends, he ends up alone, he ends up in a place where he does actually change, but it's way too late. He's done far too much.
Oh, yeah.
He's done too much damage.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm hoping that we get out of this, because I don't really care about the, very last, final plot conflict of BoJack.
Yeah.
I more care about the idea that in his trajectory, the story ends up allowing the natural consequences of his actions to come about. And it felt like for the last couple seasons we've been stacking things up in that regard.
Yeah,
so
House
season
of Cards
five, season 5 is basically this is where the fall of BoJack begins. Not actually, because the fall you could have said it started at the very beginning of the show, but the idea that this is where the last hurrah of BoJack is, so that the fall can now begin.
Right.
And it's so sad seeing him accept kind of the big premiere of technically his only other show to ever fully get premiered in that regard. Like the idea that Horsing Around used to be so much of his identity.
Oh, yeah.
And now his next show that he's really ever done, because he's really just famous for Horsing Around, and then he did the horse movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Heart. I forgot the name of the horse. But the idea that, now it's this show. Right. This dark, edgy, kind of self-gratifying, gratuitous.
Oh, yeah.
Totally not an HBO show.
Right.
Kind of thing that's trying to be True Detective, and it's not True Detective. I'm sorry, you'll never be True Detective.
Yeah.
True Detective is actually just goated and was actually a tear down of the idea of these kinds of men and how...
Right.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic example of that, and the arcs that the characters go on are wonderful.
Fucking amazing.
And the ending is so satisfying and all that stuff. But so in this situation, now you're basically thinking you can get a reset, right? And yet, is that what you want? Is that what you want? Right? A reset on Sarah Lynn.
Don't happen in real life.
Well, but do you want to reboot Sarah Lynn?
Oh my God, yeah.
Right? Is that what
you're after? Yeah.
Right? Like the idea that I loved so much the detail of when Diane's talking to him and is like, no, what happened? And he's like, hey, why do you need to know? And then he finally snaps. He's like, do you want me to tell you about this person and why I can't fly on these planes anymore and all of these things? Like the thing that something that happens so often in fiction that frustrates me to no end is when you have characters that have done terrible things, but the terrible things are done off screen.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of forget about them, right?
Right.
You can kind of be like, but that's not that big a deal. Oh, the protagonist that, kills all of these people in their revolution against the oppressive regime, but those were like all people, right? And you just slaughtered like tons of them. And you just don't think about that because those weren't perspective characters, right?
Right. Yeah.
We didn't, we can think about the
infer
situation.
Some things from BoJack.
But we can think about the situation with Sarah Lynn or with Charlotte's daughter, things like that, But that's just the stuff that we saw, right? And so that's. Yeah, no, that's not how that works, right? And that's something that even Diane had to realize.
Yeah,
kind of also the same way that like it's BoJack himself poking at the idea of himself and of Filbert to also us, the audience, of like you think there hasn't been all kinds of terrible shit that I've done. I'm old. You don't get like that. This is another thing. If you have a character that's old, they've lived their life. They've lived a long time. And so if they are a certain way, that means they've been that way for a long time. They have lived in that. They have set their ways in that, right? Like all of this stuff. Does that make it impossible for them to change? Absolutely not. No. But if you think that BoJack's story and all the terrible shit that he did started in episode 1 of this show, that's not how it works,
or
right?
it was all shown in the
exactly, right?
There. That's actually another fun thing that's you can kind of poke at a little bit there is that BoJack's addicted to some powerful drugs, and we've seen him go on some actual drug benders and trips and stuff. There's times when I've actually like doubted the actual presentation of the show. The way in which they're actually like giving us primarily BoJack's perspective on things. And it's like
something that he either like ends up getting so just fucked up that he can't remember it or doesn't want to because
or just intentionally tries to forget it.
Yep.
So there's some fun things they can do in episode 11. There's a lot of really dark, painful places we can take BoJack for our classic episode 11 adventure. But hey, let's premiere Filbert. Let's see it. Let's see it in all of its stupid, edgy glory.
And another thing I just have to say, this is a little thing.
Yeah.
But the sex bot being made the CEO of the company that like is just a
and
wheeling
that is tied to the streaming
HR violation.
Service that's
that too.
Like how is that all gonna
No, right. Yeah, there's all the ways in which I'm sure plot-wise it's going to make things fall apart, right?
Yeah.
And the balloon that Diane detaches and all that stuff, to say nothing of the, fact that Diane and Peanut Butter are probably going to bang, right? Like, all this stuff. And yet I'm like, the bit where the boardroom of all the people is there. Here's a sex bot that's saying all these terrible things, or the sex bot negotiating with the CEO. And it's just like, yes, that's fair. Right?
But see, even this shitty CEO of this stupid company, he can change too.
And he might be about to. He might
find
be about
the
to
raw sexual energy of his wife. Of his wife that he's a stranger now too.
Right. And if it takes something as dumb as a sex bot just saying a bunch of pre-recorded things to get you to finally face that part of yourself and those things that have been circling around in your head that you've wanted to do or whatever, but you haven't,
then
there's nothing actually stopping you, and that also means there's no excuse.
Yep.
So have fun, BoJack.
Have fun with your episode 11.
Yeah.
Because I'm not watching it right now, but if you want to watch it right now, go check out the link in the description below for our reaction for episode 11 of season 5. You can watch early access stuff there. Now you can watch full-length timer reactions, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about animated shows, BoJack, stuff like that in general. So down there, Patreon, all that. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.